Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. And these are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today we are doing chapter 8 of Demons. The next few days are uneventful. I don't see Jason during that time, which means that they haven't finished discussing what they want to do about Julie yet. Amanda runs me through a few tests to measure my reflexes, strength, and accuracy. In short, how good of a hunter I am. I'm in the middle of tests run by one of the other doctors when I'm ordered to the hangar. At At the urgency in the voice, I rip the sensors off my body and run. I have no idea what test she was doing, having me run on a treadmill for the hour before the call. The hangar is a flurry of activity, and the van is being stocked with more medical equipment than usual. There's none of the laughing that is usual. That. Ah. More equipment than usual. Whoa, come back here. I would like to remove this usual if I can. There's none of the laughing. I I wanted I want to use habitual. Oh, you know what? Let's go with common. There is none of the laughing that is common between some of the texts, or what Jason calls small talk. The only conversation happening are what the needs of the situation about the need of the situation at hand. The reason for the urgency becomes apparent when the medic gives me a trench coat with my weapons and tells me there are already 4 bodies. There's no telling how many more there will be by the time I get there. The driver is someone I don't know, and his driving is erratic. He grumbles the entire time, his voice eventually forming actual word. This is a third attack under a week. They have to be planning something. Demons who are smart enough to make plans act through tainted humans, I reply. I'm in the chair, and Valerie is taking the readings. The driver casts me an angry look over his shoulder before focusing back on the road. I don't understand what about my comment makes him angry. I simply stated what is known from all previous attacks. Valerie removes the sensors from my chest. She doesn't look away this time. Whatever affected her the other time has passed. The man in the passenger seat looks up from the tablet he's holding and to me. We're only a few minutes out. The latest report says there's a 5th body and that the demon has retreated to an alley with 2 victims, still alive when they disappeared. That won't last. Demons never... You know what? Okay, where am I? Where's my... Okay, there you are. This is a different paragraph. That won't last. Demons never keep anyone alive for long. The extra medical supplies they added won't help anyone. Demons like alleys, but we don't know why. It isn't to flee the sun in the darkness, since in the daytime, like now, there are no shadows dark enough to hide them. Some of the scientists have theorized that it's because demons like confined spaces, as demonstrated by the tunnels they have dug all around the city. Others claim it's because it makes it more difficult for the victims to escape. I wince as we turn a corner and the sound of sirens explodes before us. This time I expect it's the noise that forced them back. It gets loud enough to hurt my ears as we drive through the barricade they form. I want to put my hands over my ear. I want to cover them. I want to cover them to diminish the pain, but Amanda trained me to endure it, so I close my eyes and focus on my breathing. The sound recedes a little, but is much louder than I expect by the time we stop. The medic opens the door and I step out. The police cars are only 2 blocks away from on either side. This must have happened quickly. Normally, they block the road at least a dozen blocks away. Tell the officers to turn the sirens off. I tell the driver through the door. I need to be able to hear the demon move. That, and I want to end the headache that is forming. The alley where the demon retreated is easy to find. There are pieces of bodies at its mouth. I look at each end of the street. The police officers are behind their cars, gun out and pointing in this direction. Beyond them, people are gathered and watching. They need to leave. If the demon gets past me, it will kill them in its escape. I tell the medic, then head for the alley. I take out my guns before going in. I prefer using rooftop, but right now I can only follow it by scent. I'm a few hundred steps in when the sirens fall silent. My ears are still ringing, so I need to stay on the ground. Its scent is strong, but I can smell 2 human scent mixed in. Yeah. Although those are becoming weaker. It isn't that they are dead, although that is likely. Demon scent clings to people and over time can completely mask it. It's how I can tell humans that have interacted with demons. The more they interact, the stronger it becomes and the longer it lingers. I stop worrying about the shadows and blind spots created by the pile of garbage on the side of the alley or the dumpster when my hearing comes back and I hear whimpering ahead of me. One of them is still alive. I quicken my pace, turn a corner, and see a dark form ahead walking away. I shoot it in the back. One bullet hits, then it ducks at low, turning to roar at me. It's holding both human by the neck. They are trashing, clawing at the large hands holding them. I empty my revolver at it. It drops its captive and comes at me. It's much faster than the demons I fought before. By the time the gun clicks empty, it's on me. I drop them, jump out of the way. I drop them, jumping out of the way. I can't have missed, but it shows no indication of being hurt. I land, and it's already close enough to slash. I dodge and take out my sword. I can't make out details about it, other than the rage in its eyes. It moves too fast. I dodge another blow, but the trenchcoat ends up with 3 cuts in its tail. I unfold the sword and slash at it, taking a step back. It doesn't follow, staying close to the human. Does it know I want to lead it away? Is it looking to protect its food? It's the first time I've fought one with live captives, but I can't imagine it cares enough about them for that. So why won't it follow me? I don't have the time to ponder that. The longer it remains alive, the less likely the humans will survive. I need it to stay focused on me, so I rush it, slashing back and forth. Its claws parry my attacks, but when I when I back away this time, it follows me. I back until I'm at a spot where the dumpster narrows the alley, limiting its maneuverability. I let a few of its slashes get close enough to cut the edge of the trenchcoat to ribbon. Emboldened, it roars. I cut it short with a slash at its muzzle. It gurgles as its lower jaw falls to the ground. It tries to move to the side as I swing again, but the dumpster is there and I feel the blade dig in its leg. It stumbles and I press my advantage. I get close, but before I can swing again, it grabs a garbage can and hits me with it. I end up on the other side of the alley, no longer holding the sword. It kicks me as I'm scrambling to my feet. I bounce off the wall, landing in a heap. I barely roll out of the way in time as it throws the can at me. It hits the wall with enough strength to send pieces of brick flying. I back away to stay out of its reach as I open the cylinder and let the cartridge fall out. Wait a minute. Ha! Ha! He drops them. How did I miss that? How did my editor miss that? Or did I actually? Oh no, okay, okay. I missed a paragraph. In my rush to back up, my hand lands on something metallic. I grab it as I roll out of the way of another kick and use the momentum to get to my feet. I dodge a blow and glance at what I'm holding. One of the revolvers. Okay, okay. I had covered that up. Okay. It felt like a very, very glaring mistake for me to make even back then. I back away to stay out of its reach as I open the cylinder and let the cartridges fall out. I dig in a pocket for more bullets. In my year of hunting, is the first time I've had to reload a revolver in the middle of a fight. I hope it'll stop following me and go back to its captive as before. I need the respite. It doesn't, and as I pull the loader, it backhands me, and I go flying again. I hold onto the gun, but the loader isn't in my hand when I get up. I reach in the pocket for the other one, but the bullets have fallen out of it. I close my hand around as many of them as I can and dodge blows after blow after blow. I have never manually loaded a revolver before, and not under combat situation. Two bullets go in, and the next one slips through my finger. I can't worry about it. I put the other two in. 4 bullets to kill it with. I've done it with 6, but I have a strong sense luck was involved. Severing the hand is the only sure way to kill a demon, but an irradiated bullet in its skull will also work, as long as the brain can talk to the body. It can cause damage. With it moving like this and me having to dodge constantly, I can I doubt I can get even one of my 4 bullets in its head. It will have to stand still for a moment, or I'll have to get close enough to be point blank. I swallow as I realize I can do it, but for as tough as I am, I don't particularly like pain. I look for the sword. That would be far less painful way to end this. I can't see it, so it's going to have to be pain. I continue dodging for a few moments, then I rush it. I strike at it with my empty hand. I don't want to draw attention to the revolver, even if I doubt it realizes what it is. It slaps my fist away and grabs my shoulder. I try to avoid it by reflex, but my plan needs this to happen. I bet back the pain as it pulls me close. It opens its maw, and I wonder for a moment if it can even eat me without its lower jaw. I have no intention of finding out. I bring the revolver up and place the barrel against the back of its throat. It lets out something that sounds quizzical before I fire 4 bullets in its head. Its eyes grow wide for a moment, then the light in them fades, and it crumbles to the ground. The claws wrench out of my shoulder, and I groan as it pulls me down. Okay. When I straighten, there's another demon staring at me. I bring the revolver and fire it just as I remember it's empty. The demon smiles at me. It's a very human gesture, but it exposes sharp teeth. It reaches for me, then stops. Its head bends to a net bends to an at an un, to at an un, at an unnatural angle with the sound of breaking bones, and it falls to the ground. There's someone behind it. I registered jeans and a hoodie, and I think it's another hunter, then notice that instead of shoes, he has large clawed feet. I look inside the hoodie and see glowing red eyes. I back up, bringing the gun to its face. It doesn't move. It's a little taller than I am, quite small for a demon, and wearing clothing. Demons don't wear clothing. I look at its eyes again. Where's the rage? No matter what else they feel, there is always rage in them. Where is it? You killed it. My voice trembles. It killed one of its own kind. There are a few records of demons killing each other, but always when fighting over food. This was done in cold blood? It looks at me. I can't help wonder why it isn't attacking. Its gaze moved to the form at its feet. I did. It backs up again. I back up again. It spoke. His voice is low and gruff, but it spoke. I didn't expect it to be that intelligent. The very smart ones, the ones that speak, stay in the background, getting humans to act for them. They don't come out like this to kill one of their own. Why? I can't stop my voice from shaking. He was going to kill you. I stare at it. Its words are so unbelievable, it takes me a moment to understand what it said. What? What do you care if it had killed me? It studies me for a moment, and I get a sense of a muzzle under the hoodie. I don't want you to die. It turns and takes a few steps away. At that moment, I realize that with the clothing it's wearing, I can't tell it isn't human. 3 leaps off the side of the alley, and it disappears to the rooftop. I stand there, frozen for a moment, trying to understand what just happened. It can't. It makes no sense whatsoever. I pull out the hatchet and bend down to get the soul stone, but then I freeze. I can smell the demon who just left on it. I know that scent. It was the scent clinging to the revolver that was left for me to find the other night. And that concludes Chapter 8 of Demons. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter is going to be up, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read the story as well as the other books in the series, they are up. They are available on Kindle Unlimited. If you want a different way to support me, that is on my Patreon, where you can get access to basically everything else I've written. And if you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.